All right.
Welcome,
We are
everyone.
live.
All right, welcome to Yankee Stacking Stormtrooper University, our very first collaboration for YouTube content creators.
That's
And,
right.
yeah, and Stacking Stormtrooper is hosting this week. Thank you so much, Stacking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've got a bunch of people in here already. Um,
Too.
we got Yankee Stacking.
Who's that? What's he doing in the chat?
We've had PDX Brewer sitting in here for a while. I think he's been here since the morning. We got Silver Madness, Big Bank, Little Bank, Macro the Greek Stacker.
Chef Capone Jr.
Chef, what's going on, buddy? We got Silver Heist.
Off Grid Power.
Oh, Off Grid came in. I didn't see him. Hey, Off Grid, how you doing? We got Steve Reeves. He's a little bit newer to my channel. King's Coins just arrived. Hey, Kings, what's going on, buddy?
Awesome.
Did you see PMU? He's driving, but he said he's going to be listening.
And Talking Bullion. Good to see you, TB.
Hey, what's going on, Talking Bullion?
Winning Image Photography says hi, everyone.
What's going on, Winning Image? Stephen Parsons is here. Clinton S. What's going on, Clinton?
Oh, Clinton. Can I just do a quick little reveal?
Please do. A shout out of his amazing art that I saw.
Dude, really.
It was really cool.
Look at that.
That is awesome.
Isn't that beautiful, Clinton?
No, what is the material that he uses on there? Like it's a really glossy paint.
I know. It's gorgeous. I really don't know how he does it, but he knows his
magic.
Stuff. Thank you so much.
That was awesome, Clinton. I saw it earlier, and then you sent the smaller one, the magnet to Little Stacks. Very cool.
It's right on our little fridge next to Little Stacks' desk.
Awesome. Seduced by Silver is here. Hey, Seduced.
Hi, Seduced.
C-Rod, the big winner, dude. Yankee. Oh my God, that guy won a lot of stuff yesterday.
He's the golden boy, or the silver boy, I should say.
Silver, but still, he got quite a bit.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? You want to get this party started? You want to tell them a little bit about Yankee Stacking Stormtrooper University, or we're going to start just dubbing it YSSU? It's a little bit
YSSU. Why SSU? Oh, that's bad. That's a dad joke.
That's really corny. I had to give you the.
That's the only one you'll hear tonight. But this was, I think, is your brainchild. I'll give you props, dude. You were saying people were hitting you up, and they were hitting me up for ideas on how to create different things around YouTube. And while we're absolutely, positively not experts, we felt that we maybe could, focus a little bit more on that and help some people.
Absolutely.
And we want to try to do this together. Every other week, right?
Every other week on Tuesday evenings, 9 p.m. It's going to be Eastern time, and we're going to take turns hosting. So 2 weeks from now, we will be on Yankee Stacking's channel, and we would have a different topic of the evening. And Yankee and I, we've collaborated behind the scenes and compiled a list, I would say 14 or 15 different topics deep, of all different things that many of you have asked both of us for help with. And so we figured, you know what? Why not put this in a live stream format? That way you guys are able to ask us questions real time. And, and then if you guys ever had questions, you could always refer back to the streams. So yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, Storm, I'm a little intimidated. I've only been doing this for 9 months, and this is going to challenge me. I wonder if it will challenge you to really figure this stuff out before we get in front of people and start to tell them what we've learned. So
definitely. I mean, you're nervous. You've been doing this 9 months. I've only been doing this for about 3.5.
That's unbelievable. It feels like you've been in this community for a year.
It does feel that way, but. You learn a lot, and you learn very quickly. The more people you get in touch with in this community, the more videos you watch on YouTube and everything, and collaborate with others. I mean, you pick up quite a bit very fast.
Right.
And then before we start diving in, Yankee, I do also want to talk about tonight's sponsored giveaway real quick.
We have a sponsored giveaway tonight?
Yes, we do. I'm going to turn this camera around real quick, and let me aim it downward.
The chat better settle down, or he'll turn this camera around.
That's right. Don't make me turn this camera around, everybody. So tonight's sponsored giveaway is by Lee the Nerd. So everybody, Lee the Nerd, he's actually very, very new to YouTube.
Are you presenting that? Because I think I need to jump out.
Hold on. Oh yeah, we're on you. There we go. Boom.
That's better.
All right. So we've got Lee the Nerd, who is sponsoring tonight's giveaway, and he's very new to YouTube, and his channel is basically he's a daily a video blogger or a vlogger, but his wheelhouse really is with special effects, animation, and stuff like that. And so the cool thing is that as he starts getting more and more content on his channel, he's going to be able to collaborate with a bunch of us. You know what I mean? So it's another good resource to have. While he doesn't necessarily sit within our niche of the stacking community, the content that he produces and his knowledge is basically universal.
And so, he's in the chat too. Just letting you know.
What's that, man?
And he's in the chat.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Hey, Lee, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, I'm actually just talking about your channel, Lee. And so, guys, we're going to tell you all what the giveaway is later on. But everybody, please consider subscribing to Lee the Nerd. And let me turn this back off. And there we go. Okay. So.
All right. So if you have any questions, please put the 3 question marks ahead, except you, Silver Heist. You've been putting in questions. You got to behave in the chat, you little wise guy. I'll tell you, he's a funny guy. But if you have questions for us, just put 3 question marks in, and we'll try to get to them. But we do have a full packed agenda, don't we, Storm?
Yeah, we do. And I do suggest for some of you guys that are kind of novices with thumbnail creation, Yankee and I, again, we don't claim to be experts, but we're going to share some of the things that we do know, and I recommend that maybe you do take a couple notes down, because I'm pretty sure you guys will find some information useful from tonight.
Storm, I think also we should probably put links or at least names of the different tools and things in the description after this post.
Oh, totally.
Cool.
Totally. Yeah, the different programs that we use, guys, we will put in there for sure.
Big bank, little bank. I don't want anyone wants to be a novice.
What happened?
You said novice.
Oh, yeah, a novice.
All right, okay. And by the way, we're really not going to talk much about precious metals.
Correct. Correct.
But
all it is tonight basically is thumbnail creation, guys. That was like one of the biggest requests that I received, and I'm sure, Yankee, you received quite a few yourself.
That is the topic for tonight. So,
all right.
Storm, could you tell us really quick, what is the purpose of a good thumbnail?
Sure. I mean, in a nutshell, guys, you all...
And I better say YouTube thumbnail before Silver Heist comes up with a joke.
Oh, yeah. Well, Silver Heist is full of good ones. Basically, it's just to grab the viewer and to make them want to watch your video. It's a very quick glance. It's the first thing that all of us see. And it basically makes or breaks your videos. I mean, that's basically it in a nutshell. You want it to be really, really eye-catching. And I think, not to toot my own horn, but I think being that I'm in the stacking community, and my thumbnails popped up in the community of some dude wearing a Stormtrooper helmet, a lot of people kind of just stopped and were like, what the heck is this? You know what I mean? So, it's got to be kind of eye-grabbing, something that's like unique and grabs attention.
I do think if you're a well-known large channel, you can sometimes get away with just dumping stuff up there. I can think of a few, even in our community, that I look at and I just go, that's a thumbnail? It's basically screen grab from their video.
Yes.
And they boom, done. But
Yep.
they get thousands of views,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yep. And again, like you said, it is something where they've already established a large base of viewers that will watch their stuff regardless of what the thumbnail looks like. But for many of us smaller channels that are growing and a very saturated field, I think that thumbnails are so important to kind of separate yourselves from the rest of the crowd.
I do think you're right when you said grabs attention. I think it gets people excited to watch. And I think it also, the third thing is it really helps convey an accurate and clear message about what your video is about. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later.
Absolutely.
Really gives a clear message. And you know what? I will say in our community, sometimes there's a tough aspect to a thumbnail that other people in other communities don't have. And that is we tend not to show our faces. So when I was doing some research into thumbnails, they said one of the most important things was to have your face, a human face in the thumbnail, because people engage with the face, especially the eyes.
Yes.
And that shows emotion. And sometimes they say you should really show emotion in that thumbnail with your face. I don't show my face.
Well, I know.
That's a challenge for us, right?
And I don't and I don't show my face either. Or I try. I try not to anyhow. Oh man. But yeah, and I've noticed too in some of my videos, for me, because I can't show emotion, if I make certain gestures, and we'll talk about this in a little while, Yankee and I are kind of going to go through some of our thumbnails. If I'm doing something dramatic with my body that can kind of evoke some sort of emotion, then that tends to do better than my other ones.
That's true. Yep.
And
in fact, should we just briefly take a peek at some of them? I mean,
yes.
Some of yours are really good.
Thank you. Yeah, yours as well. Yeah, go right ahead. I'm going to click on you to present to everybody since you've got this kind of all organized. All right, so now you are presenting.
Organized?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So here's a list. I think everyone's seeing it now. You see it?
Yep, I see it.
Let me zoom in on this a little bit more. So we're looking at these videos sorted by popularity. So, oh my word, 2,000 views, a day in the life.
Yeah.
The contrast with stacking things. That was a great video, by the way.
Thank you.
But how about this one? Tell me about this picture of you, the color scheme that really pops.
Yeah. Well, for this one, and Yankee is going to talk a little bit about the importance of contrast. I think this one, in terms of the thumbnail, thank you, Guido. He says I want to click them all. I love that guy. This thumbnail, to me, basically you've got the contrast of the dark background of the galaxy. You've got the light colors in the front with my white bucket. And then, something I've been doing early on, and we'll get to it later on, is I've had the blue and yellow color scheme.
Right, the blue, yep. You're consistent, which is good.
Yep. And too, I think what this was that the word big, it just says like, avoid this big mistake. And
smart.
Then and I have the PSA, the public service announcement thing, the more you know, as like a kind of like a joke thing.
Right.
And then the one big differentiator of all of my other videos previously was that I noticed that a lot of my videos were not showing anything to do with stacking. There was nothing in them showing coins or tubes or anything. And so that happened to be, I think, one of the very first thumbnails where I incorporated something to do with our niche.
That's one of our do's later on. We're going to say, that very thing. Always include, since we're in the precious metals YouTube community, something that's silver, gold, platinum, anything in the thumbnail. It really helps.
Yeah.
But also, I like this glow. What is that? I've heard that's a good thing to do to make your face and body pop out.
Yes, and if you would do me a favor later on when I demonstrate how to use PicMonkey,
Monkey.
Yeah, I
Weird.
kind of stumbled. I kind of stumbled on that glow effect, not realizing that that is something that a lot of YouTubers say to do.
That's true. Did it here and here.
Yeah, and I've been doing it on a lot of them. And if you scroll down to the next row there you go, right there where it says official trailer. For those of you that are watching right now, hey, Hydroconomist, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, just keep watching this. Hopefully this will help you. He says he uses TubeBuddy to make thumbnails.
Right.
Hydroconomist, I don't know how long you're planning on sticking around, but I'm going to show everybody PicMonkey, which is an online cloud-based platform, which is very similar to Photoshop.
Guido Stacking says Fonto.
Fonto, yeah, that's another one that I've come across. But so this one there, the official trailer, I was standing next to my dining room wall, which happens to be that bluish green color.
Okay. So and that was sort of the leftovers from that.
Yep. And I was like, oh, this looks like a Force Ghost from the, original Star Wars movies. And I kept it.
I like it.
And that's what I started to do. But you can see 2 over on the right-hand side. It says 4 reasons. I don't have it there.
You have it. That's an older style.
That's an older one.
Yeah. Okay. So I did see a question by Chef. Can you make a thumbnail on your iPhone?
I did answer him.
You did? I missed that. We're going to talk about that coming up soon.
Yeah, I said you can. It's just a little harder to do. So
a lot of these thumbnails, too, have multiple layers. So you have this really cool background in the back, the Death Star.
Yep.
You have the foreground. We're going to actually talk about how to do that.
Yep.
So that's good. Actually, let me just show you. Mine aren't as good as yours. All right.
I disagree, to be honest with you.
They aren't. One of the challenges that I've had is coming up with a consistent style. And we'll talk a little bit more about that too, because I think sometimes you can get carried away with consistency.
Right. And you do have an excellent example to show everybody too.
Yep. But these are some of the more popular ones, and in this one, this BU and Cull, I really tried to shine a little bit. I added a little pop there with the B, and I made sure that the fonts were trying to stand out. There is a consistency around my 3s. I'm doing a series with 3s in it, 3 reasons to stack.
Right.
Types, 3 reasons. So I'm trying to have a consistency there. We're going to talk about some other do's and don'ts with them, but those are kind of the examples that I had. I don't want to belabor my thumbnails, but yeah, that's some of the things that. Oh, my mic, is it breaking up?
A little bit. A little bit.
Sorry about that. All right, how's this?
Let me hear you say something.
I am saying something right now. How's it looking?
It's a little bit better. Yeah, Guido said your mic is scratchy, and I actually messaged you privately in our hangout that it was starting to get cracky.
That is very strange. I asked you before we
went. And it was fine.
Okay.
Maybe you have a microphone near your mouth?
Jiggle the wire.
I would say, or you can move the mic a little bit away from your mouth. Little bit. Maybe that would help.
How does it sound now that I moved it away? We should probably do a YSSU on audio. How's that?
Yeah, or do's and don'ts.
That's right.
We have real quick jumping into. We got Silver Stealer here. Hey, how you doing? Lake House is here. Clever Coin, what's going on, buddy? Mist of the Mountain, good to see you. Mason Tricks is here. Lee the Nerd says, look at the views steadily increasing with each video posted. That's how it's done. Thanks, Lee.
Let me also say one other thing when it comes to thumbnails and your expectations.
Yeah.
Sometimes you literally will say, I've spent an hour on this. It's awesome. I love this thumbnail. And you post it and it gets hardly any. And you're like, why isn't this getting
right?
It deserves, right?
Right.
Did you have that experience, Storm?
Absolutely. There have been, there's an upcoming thumbnail, which I'll show the viewers in a little while, that I showed you that it's my most recent one, that it's like one of my favorites. But you know what? It might end up being a flop, even though I spent a good amount of time on it, and I think it's cool. What I might like, it might not be everybody's taste.
Right. And Silver Heist, we are going to talk a little bit about metrics and click-through rates. Chef, do you make a new thumbnail for each video?
I do. Yeah, Chef.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things Novus and I have been talking about. A lot of you've noticed, those of you that aren't subscribed to Novus Stacker, you really should. He's a great dude, makes great content. He and I have a show every Thursday night. And when you go to his channel, a lot of his thumbnails are just his logo. And I was talking to him and he said he likes the consistency. But I said to him, the problem with that, though, Novus, is that you're not going to get differentiation between your videos. So when people go on there and they just see the same logo over and over and over again, they're not going to necessarily read the thumbnails and click on it. So he actually already started to change them up. He's already started to adapt his game, and he's already starting to make some changes. So, like Yankee said in the beginning, we're all learning together. But yeah.
I'm gonna start popping in a few what we think, Storm and I, are some of the don'ts when it comes to making thumbnails.
Yeah.
The first one is don't just take YouTube's default video grab, or in the case of Novus, the same type of thumbnail. We're not trying to pick on Novus. Yeah, actually, we are trying to pick on Novus.
No, I'm not picking on him. You're picking. That's your own fight. You're gonna fight with that guy, man. Novus, I say nothing but nice things about you. Yankee, Yankee's Novus's troll.
I love the guy.
I know. He but yeah, guys, going to some of your questions earlier, a lot of times when you upload a video, YouTube has three thumbnails that are already up there, and they default to one of them, which is just a regular random screen grab from your video. And that doesn't catch people's attention necessarily.
Yep. Yeah, I would also say another thing is don't trick people with clickbait.
No.
Everybody knows what clickbait is?
You can. Some people might not necessarily know.
Go ahead. Or why don't you just summarize it?
Basically, clickbait, guys, is if you're saying something like, I got into a bar fight with Justin Bieber, and then people click on your video and it's you sitting on the couch petting your cat. You know what I mean? Like, that's clickbait, where you're putting one thing up, saying it's one thing, you attract a lot of views, and a lot of people are like, oh, a fist fight with, Bieber, I want to see this. And then you're, sitting there watching television. You know what I mean? That's basically what clickbait is. It's where you're doing like a bait and switch.
It's deceptive, right?
It is deceptive, and YouTube will go
143 druids, hot chicks.
Yeah,
there you go,
hot chicks. Perfect. And then it's a picture of me, Novus, and Yankee sitting together, just hanging out.
Yeah, you're not going to see that at Yankees.
But and the other thing too is YouTube does recognize when you start doing clickbaits, and they won't promote your channel and your videos if you do that.
And Guido, Kim Kardashian stole my stack. Yeah, perfect. Hey, welcome, Speg. Good to see you. Spectaculars in the chat. Didn't see you.
And Cajun Coin Hunter just walked in. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you.
Good to see you. All right, third one.
Go. The third one. Go ahead.
Don't start with an image that's really small and then try to scale it up big.
Yeah.
Start with one and then scale it to fit. And we're going to talk a little bit more what that right size is, but you don't want to start with a too small of an image.
Yeah, and guys, basically when you do start with an image, and like Yankee said, we're going to show this in a little bit. When you have an image that's very small in file size and in pixel dimension, when you go to increase the size of it, it loses its resolution. It gets blurry. It gets grainy. The quality is fuzzy. It's no good. So if you have a picture or file that you're using, and again, we'll show you this in a little bit, that is high resolution, a very large picture, large file, and then you go to shrink it down, it's going to keep its clarity and it's going to keep its crispness, and it's just a better quality. So you don't want to do small to big.
Okay, let's get off this topic right now. The next one we were going to mention that you don't want to do, and this has some controversy around it. Some people agree, some people don't. But both Storm and I believe that you should not fill the thumbnail with lots of words. In fact, the rule of thumb is 3 to 4 words max is actually the most effective. Now, it doesn't mean there can't be more, but try to keep it to 3 to 4 words in the image.
If I click on you to present to everybody, are you able to go back into that screen you were in where you were showing my video, my videos? Okay,
I have it up on my, I think so right now. Let me just jump over there.
Yep.
You wanted to show?
I just want to because yours too works. See, look at that.
You want yours or mine?
Either one. See, and there you go again. There's an older one where it says 4 reasons you need to stack metal. I mean, it's a bit wordy.
It's not too bad.
Not too bad. But if you scroll down, you're like unboxing, Happy St. Patty's Day. Everybody gets it,
Oh, yep. And for me, I just like to go bang, Yankees full stack, bang.
Yes.
Gold.
Yep.
Case for gold. It's different this time. 4. Bullion shootout.
Yep.
Prepping. The AQA. Those are just really pithy. You want to catch their attention quick.
Correct.
You don't want a bunch of words.
Correct.
That makes sense. Cool. Not to belabor that. So those are some of the don'ts.
Yep.
Any questions on some of those? Do you guys agree with any of those or maybe disagree?
Yeah, guys, make sure if you have questions, like we're going to just pause real quick before we continue on. I know this is going to be a lot of information. And again, we will show you how to make some thumbnails. So make sure you're sticking around. But do you guys have any questions about anything we just covered? Silver Heist says, concerned with Han Solo copyright? No, I'm not, because there's a thing called fair use. I'm taking images of him and I'm putting it into a different context and making it parody. I'm putting pictures of me in there with him, or I'm putting different titles, and I'm changing some of the original artwork. So I'm not concerned. Guido says clickbait will also get a lot of dislikes. Exactly.
It's true. Yeah, your click-through rates will drop like a rock.
Yes, it will.
All right.
It doesn't seem like we have a lot of questions on that, so I think we can continue on. Absolutely.
Let's talk about the do's. I'm going to throw that in there. Boom. Right size your image. Does anybody in the chat know what the recommended YouTube pixel resolution is for a thumbnail, or what ratio? Anybody?
You're going to hear crickets.
No. Oh, I don't know. There's some.
I think the only one that might know this is Lee the nerd. Is going to
know. Lee, there's a lot in here. I bet you don't. Bang! Look at that.
Bam!
Lake House Beach. Why am I not surprised? Perfect.
Bam! Lake House is right. Okay, I'm confused. What are we doing here?
Spec. You better explain that to Spectacular.
And by the way, Lake House, like we were saying earlier, that we are kind of still learning together. I actually had some wrong information from an IT person that I work with, and they told me 1080 by 720. So a lot of my images have all been 1080 by 720, and I only just started changing that recently. Speg wants to know, when is the giveaway? It is towards the end of the stream, my friend.
He's got a one-track mind. He already knows this probably. This is maybe review for a lot of you. But, if there's one or two things that you go, I might try that. I think, Storm, would you agree we've succeeded?
I totally agree, because, again, the whole 1280, 720 thing, in talking to you, I just got that corrected.
Good question. By winning image photography, we don't show our faces. What about an avatar? Do you want to cover that maybe later on when we do watermarks, or talk about that? That's a good question.
Yeah, we could talk about that later on.
Okay. Let's try to remind us if we forget winning.
I'm going to write it down too.
Yeah. Here's another one. What we think is a good one. Pick an interesting, brightly colored background. Now, this may not always hold true, especially with you, Storm, because I think you have a lot of the dark, the star fields in the background, which is perfectly fine. But a lot of times, that contrast of a brightly colored background is really, really important. I've seen a lot of thumbnails when I look through our community that are just dark, that you don't have to really look at, and you're like, it doesn't pop. So bright colors, really important.
Yeah. They are. And there's some YouTubers that I watch, like Brian G. Johnson, for example. and he talks a lot about having these bright colors. His is, and he has his face in every single one. He's making a goofy face, and he has the cutout behind him, and he does like a green and black scheme.
Right.
But the bright colors definitely help. If everything is kind of toned down, drab, not a lot of contrasting colors, it's just going to kind of blend in with everything else when everybody's just scrolling through their feeds.
And I'm gonna go out of order on you, bud. I'm gonna go right to that because you said it. Use good contrast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump to that because I do want to show people something that I found interesting, maybe helpful for you guys. And
go ahead here. You're going to present to everybody. I got you.
Yeah, I wanna throw this up here. Look at this as a color wheel. This is really interesting. There's primary colors, blue, yellow, red, but there's also the complementary colors. And those tend to be the colors that best work together.
They're opposites, basically.
A lot of opposites. So here's a good example. You try not to use colors that are adjacent or close to each other because they will sometimes be difficult to see. Case in point, look at that. Is that kind of easy to see the difference there? Contrast, blue
exactly.
And yeah, it's hard to pick out the other one on the right. And then this one.
Yep.
That's a little less effective on the bottom.
And again, it's the whole dark and light and light and dark.
And it's not just two colors. It's definitely something that, complements the color scheme. So there's another thing. I do like yellows, and you seem to have you picked a good one there, bud. Yellow and blue. Very nicely done.
Thank you. Yeah. Kind of just fell into it. I mean, I went with the Star Wars yellow, and then that blue was my dining wall, and that again, it was like the Force ghost, so it just worked.
Wonderful. So that's something to keep in mind when you're trying to do colors.
In fact, just the other day, yesterday, when I posted the 5-channel giveaway thumbnail, a lot of the logos of the 5 channels, I tried to make the drop shadow on each of them a complementary color to the main color in their logo.
Right.
So, just to make them pop a little bit.
Yep. I think also saturating your colors. One thing I do, and maybe I can show it or one of us can show it, is once you've got your background and you think you've got your thumbnail good, there's a section, your settings usually around color, and in there is sometimes saturation. If you bump that up just a little bit more, yes, it artificially colors some things, but wow, I'll tell you, the eye is naturally drawn to things that are more vibrant. So if you put that in your thumbnail, not crazy color, crazy saturation, but a little bit of saturation makes a difference.
Absolutely.
All right. What have we talked? Any questions about color in the chat, or just Silver Heist running amok? I am colorblind. Yes. Be careful with the red and the green. Good point. All right. About while people are thinking of questions, if we see any.
You said include text to give context without being too obvious.
Yes, I'm going to put that up here right now. Okay. And boom. You want to include text. So we talked about 3 or 4 words. It helps.
You're presenting the color wheel still.
And I am not. I should be doing this.
There you go.
You don't want to be too obvious. So check this one out by Good Mythical Morning. These guys are hilarious. Death by Beard. What the heck? What does that mean? But it kind of draws you in like, what?
Exactly.
Oh, 5 oddest deaths of all time. So there's I think a very effective thumbnail in that regard.
Absolutely. It makes people stop dead in their tracks. And you talked about the saturation. You talked about the good what you call it there, the contrast.
Did want to say something about analytics, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Do check analytics to see what's working.
Yep.
And even be willing to replace your thumbnail.
I am willing to replace any thumbnail. And in fact, in the very beginning, And guys, for the giveaway later on, you're going to want to stick around for it because it will help you. Recently, when I first started actually my channel, I did get some advice from a big YouTuber. This was before Nick Nimmons, Yankee, from Benji from Video Influencers. And he said he loves Star Wars, but it was like one of my very first, couple videos. And it was just a picture of me at this brick wall behind me. And, he's like, I love your theme or what have you, but you need to have some more dynamic, what do you call it? More dynamic thumbnails. And I looked at my click-through rate for those thumbnails and they were lousy. And then, so once I changed everything up, I started to get a higher click-through rate. And for those of you that are watching right now, basically the click-through rate is the percentage of clicks you get for every 1,000 impressions of your image on YouTube. So, think of any thumbnail that you've seen or any thumbnail that you've produced. Every 1,000 times that video shows up in that sidebar of, up next for people that are viewing YouTube, the amount of times people click on that thumbnail is your click-through rate. And you can see each video's click-through rate. And if it's terrible, you've got nothing to lose. Change your image.
Sure. And we're going to do a future YSSU on
yes.
Right? Good.
Absolutely.
All right. And I think the last thing we were going to talk about, and I do want to say hi to Sal.
Salivate Metal, what's going on, brother?
Great to see you. The last thing we were going to mention is what you already mentioned. We're a precious metals community. Stick the precious metals in almost every thumbnail you can.
Yep. Yep. And going forward, I'm doing a lot more of this. Do you mind? Are you able to present again to everybody? And then just pull up my videos in order for what do you call it? Most recent.
Most recent.
Okay. And so sort it by most recent. And here you could see, that one 5-channel giveaway, right? I kind of made it comic booky, made it bright colors, but along the bottom, I've got Silver Eagle. Scroll down a little bit.
All right. The go bag ready.
Yep. But there are 5 tips to get spouse on board with stacking. Background is loaded with coins. Scroll down a little bit more. and there, like unboxing, mail call, and it's coins, right? And if you don't scroll down anymore, but guys, you get the hint. But after that, I really don't have a lot showing anything with coins. So whatever your niche is, guys, make sure you are keeping that niche in mind and incorporating it into your thumbnails. That's something that Nick Nimmons told me very recently.
Awesome.
Hey, Parker Ebert. Hello.
How you doing? Silver Wolverine. Nerds in the house. Thank you so much, Parker Ebert. Wow, this is great. By the way, smash that like.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I always forget to tell people to do that.
That's okay. You don't need to. I'll do it for you.
Thank you, man.
So the other thing we wanted to talk a little bit more, and I'm going to swap, if you don't mind, Storm, the fonts.
Yeah.
Jump to fonts. So I have a question for people too, and maybe you can help me phrase this, Storm. It's about consistency.
Yep.
Maybe I should just put up on the screen. Well, before I do, one of the things that I have read that helps with thumbnails is a consistent theme, consistent fonts, especially.
Yeah.
So, and I've thought about that. You seem to have a good color scheme, but sometimes I think it's not good. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Do people like this? I want to know what we're seeing. You see?
Yeah, here, I'm going to click present to everybody for you.
Good. Thank you.
So everybody, see right now what Yankee is presenting to you. If you think that looks good, press 1. If you think that looks like doggy do, press 2 and put that in the chat. We want to see what you guys... Guido saying boring. Hey, Mrs. Big T Coins. Yeah, we're going to be talking about creating the thumbnails shortly. We're getting to it. Sirig 2112 says bland. Speg is loving it, but that's Speg for you. Parker's saying 2. That's that 2. Sorry. Yeah, don't apologize to us. Look at that.
And believe it or not, I did this screen grab from an article that talked about what to do with your thumbnails.
Yeah.
As good. This was a consistency, and it builds that consistency, and they know what to look for. So when they see it, they go, "Oh, that
Right.
is so and so."
Right.
So I just think it is boring.
Yeah, and to this point, do you? And I'm not. This is not to you know tout my thumbnails, but I do want to show something with mine real quick. And I'm not saying that mine are the best. That is not what I'm saying by any means.
What do you want to show?
But going to your point, if you scroll down a little bit, and this is from Nick Nimmin, scroll down for me. Okay, stop right. Nope, you went too far, my friend. Up a little bit. Okay, right there is good. Yeah, and so guys, Nick Nimmin's told me, and again, he's a big YouTuber. He coaches a lot of small channels to grow about 400,000 subscribers. In the upper right corner of that unboxings and mail call, you could see that little stacking stormtrooper story like logo thing. And then on the bottom right, it says silver and gold in the yellow and the black bar across the bottom. And then Yankee, just scroll down a little bit more and then we'll move on. A little bit more. See there on the what's in a Stormtroopers EDC, I have that little branding thing there, right? And I'm starting to do this more. I'm starting to get this this sort of branding thing incorporated, that spouse one I did, like all that stuff. But I'm changing the rest of the image. Unlike that other thing that looked like the puke pea green stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get you. I like your fonts. I think there's other people in our community that do a good job. I mean, Silver Dragons, I don't know if he's still in here, but he's got that drop, long font. It's so consistent. Every time I see it pop up at usually 11 p.m. Eastern, it's like, boom, that's him. And that's a good thing. I think others, spectacular, I'm sure others who do follow this consistency there's a benefit for it.
Yeah. And the other thing too, guys, is you want to be consistent as early as possible, because what happens is, in my opinion, and I was kind of fortunate in that I was consistent in the beginning, is I was like, you know what, I like this blue and yellow thing. I'm just going to go with it. And I think it works. And it's kind of true to the Star Wars brand. And I've kept the same kind of block font or what have you. But if you guys start developing your style and start incorporating it into your thumbnails later on, you're going to probably want to go back and redo all of your previous thumbnails. So that way everything is consistent, and it's a pain in the butt.
It is. One thing I try to do is I try to incorporate my logo whenever I can, my hands. I like to make it personal. I think somebody says we don't show our faces, so how do we do it? I've been trying to show hands. I know that's not a good substitute for eyes, but the more you personalize it, it's not just gold or silver or something that's sitting, it's not click art or something you got off Google Images. It's actually you holding it. I think that personalizes it too. So I've tried to do that. Whether I'm holding cash or when I just did the cleaning of the culls, I wanted to make sure my hand was in it.
Yeah. And the other thing too I've noticed, Yankee, is the videos that show lots of cash and lots of gold and lots of silver also do well. When I'm scrolling through and I see a pile of money,
I need more.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So a lot of us, if you guys start doing that, look at the High Desert Pioneer says, I can't imagine redoing 700 thumbnails. Exactly. So try to start early.
No, yeah. And you know what? Don't go back. Get good now and see the difference.
Exactly.
Don't worry about the old ones. Let it go.
Exactly. If you only have a few in the past, no big deal,
Let's talk
about the watermarks.
Yeah, let's talk about watermarks. We've got 15 minutes here. So in Creator Studio, this is not the beta. This is the old style, so I'm not sure exactly where it is in the new one. Under channel, branding, there's a place where you can put your own watermark. I didn't discover this until about 2 months ago. And then I started to put my logo in there. You can just upload it and decide when it starts, at the end of the video, at the beginning, wherever. So that's a good way to brand your videos and have it show up in the corner. Anything you want to add to that, Storm?
No, just the one thing is that I used a site called Canva, Canva, and they recommend doing a 400 by 400 pixel watermark.
Right.
So Yankee, he's good with his brand. He has his little logo, and that's basically the subscribe button. If you guys noticed in my videos, I use a little yellow square with black lettering. It just says subscribe or click to subscribe. So it's easy to do.
Yep. And Silver Dragons makes a good point. PNG, very full file type.
Yep.
It is a PNG, allows for transparencies to be able to see behind it, and that's important. We're going to do a little bit more with that soon, I think, right?
Absolutely. So you want to talk about Creative Commons?
Yeah, I only want to touch on that. That could be a whole new topic for everybody. Just one warning. Be very careful when you go to get a backdrop, a back image. You can go to Google. You can search for, Death Star, right?
Yep.
And then you can select images, and I should be showing this, and I apologize.
It's okay. While you're finding that, there you go.
You're looking at these Death Stars, and they look beautiful, right? There's a setting under tools, I should say, called usage rights.
This is in Google, like just a Google search?
It's in Google search, right? You see Google, Death Star, images, tools, usage rights, not filter places. If you label for reuse with modification, if you click that, it will drop to, well, unfortunately, sometimes not the best pictures, but these pictures are safer to download and use in your thumbnails. So I definitely try first to find something that's going to be available, free stock photos. You got to be careful, even when it says free. Sometimes there's royalties that you have to pay. Free and royalty free, not necessarily the same thing, but you got to be careful. And this is a good first step to do when you're looking for an image. Does that make sense? Any questions about that?
It doesn't seem like
I ran through that quick, but I just wanted to throw that out to people. When you're looking for a cool image to get, you want to be careful.
Right.
You don't get a strike. You don't get a copyright strike.
Right. The other thing too is if you do use an image, you just also got to make sure you modify it enough.
Yes, if you are, you can take, and there are times. I mean, I used I think it was one for you, dude. It was if I switch to this, newest and go down, I think you'll see your 1,000, March to 1,000 right here. So March to 1,000 challenge, that right there, in that background, the stormtroopers with Darth Vader, that was actually free to use. I went through what I just did there. I did a Google search on stormtroopers marching, and I took the settings under tools, usage rights, and I made sure it wasn't licensed, and I was able to use it. Felt more comfortable doing that.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
I think there was there a question? Yes, or comment.
Yeah. So Mrs. Big T Coins is asking, what app do you use? And I think that it would be a good time to start getting into that.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So I'm going to get into that right now, Mrs. Big T Coins. I'm going to hit stop presenting for you, Yankee. I'm going to start presenting on mine.
Do it.
So everybody, there are a handful of apps that I use, that Yankee uses. A lot of you probably have already heard of Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. However, those programs are a little bit more sophisticated than your everyday user. They also are a little bit more costly, but there are alternatives that do help create some very good graphics. So the main one that I want to talk about, everybody, is called PicMonkey. And it's PicMonkey, PicMonkey. And let me go to share my screen with everybody. 1 second. PicMonkey. And Yankee, do me a favor. Tell me if you're able to see this okay.
I do.
Okay. So guys, PicMonkey, you could sign up for a free a free trial service, and I'm going to tell you something that I did for quite some time, where I was using this site for free, um, and it was how I was creating all of my thumbnails. Until recently, I actually changed to the $7 per month subscription, because I do want to. I started making, as you can see here, some items for my online store. And I've been creating graphics, for T-shirts and mugs, and I needed that transparent background, which was a PNG file that Yankee and Silver Dragons were talking about. But PicMonkey is a web-based program that acts very similar to Adobe Photoshop. And you basically, this is, and sorry guys for the load time, but this is basically just my landing page of all the different thumbnails that I created. Yankee talked earlier about layers, and that's something that I use a lot of. And I'm just going to basically show you how I basically create something. You could create from scratch, just start from new. But what I basically do, as long as this loads, because I have like 14 different windows open. And of course, technology, the way it works, doesn't always work when you want it to. If that doesn't work, I'll just go back and show you guys with another one. Let me click back on this. Okay. I'm just going to open, go to my hub. And Yankee, if you're able to check the comments as I'm opening everything.
Does it have a glow feature?
Guys, there is something that you could do for that, which is a drop shadow. Let me edit this image. This is one, guys, Novice, the bully that he is, for a 5-channel giveaway. I created my thumbnail, which you saw earlier on Yankee's channel. And he's like, hey, Stormy, make me one, all right, and send it to me. So I said, fine, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on yours. So I made him this one. So let me open this, hopefully. Let's see if this opens. All right, so loading your image. And if this doesn't work, guys, then I'm going to apologize in advance. But this is something that you can use very, very easily. Looks like it's not. Okay, it's getting there, guys. It's got lots and lots of layers, as you can see. Sorry, guys, for this. Yankee, you keep checking the comments as this loads. So here, guys, it's loaded. And basically all you do, all right, you picture this as like a blank canvas. You could set the background colors to whatever you want. I basically went to each of these channels. I copied the image for all of their logos, and you just paste it in there as layers. You click on each thing. You can move it around. You can resize it. Like move this Guido stacking one around here. You could, move things around. Do you want to add something, Yankee? You sound like you want to say something.
Just the chat. I can barely turn on my computer, says Terry. So he's going to be showing you PicMonkey. I'm going to show you some stuff to do on your phone or iPad and on a PC, on the web or on an app. So there's all different ways to do this. He's just giving you a PicMonkey example.
Just a taste.
Yep, a taste of what it can do. We're not going to go into any of these in detail.
Nope.
But we definitely want to, and you can spend quite a bit of money. And I think the pros, the ones probably in here that know their stuff, have decided, hey, I'm buying these things, and they're really good. Adobe has great products. There's some really good things to use, but I tend to be on the cheap. So I haven't actually purchased anything.
And again, I only purchased this. It was fine. And I'll show everybody the whole thing with Nimbus screenshot.
Macro, I'll tell you in a minute.
But, I wasn't purchasing any software or programs or subscriptions up until I started doing my online merch store. So that's why I was like, all right, I need the transparent background. And when I was doing everything for free, it wasn't working. But guys, basically the PicMonkey, you could start a new account very easily. You could just go create new. And then over here, right, you've got different effects. You've got different fonts that you could use, right? You click add text. And there's just all sorts of things. There's different graphics, themes, and so on. So it's a very easy to use program. But to tell you how to use this for free, and I'll just tell them this real quick. There's a thing that I actually was teaching Novus. Actually, I was teaching him about it, and Yankee Stacking. And there's this thing called Nimbus Screenshot. If any of you aren't familiar, oh, Mrs. Big T Coins is saying Big T has a computer. I use my phone. KindMaster doesn't cost anything unless you want extras. Yeah. So you guys, there's a way you can actually make your thumbnails in here in PicMonkey, which is close to like Adobe Photoshop. But then there's this thing up here. And I don't know if you guys can see this. It's and Yankee, can you see me highlighting this? Yankee?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Guys, if you are familiar with Google Chrome Store, it's an online store that you could download lots and lots of free extensions and apps to Google Chrome. This thing here I use for education a lot. This is called Nimbus Screenshot. And guys, a lot of you know about the print screen function on your computers, and you can just get a print screen. This thing is amazing in that you can click on this Nimbus Screenshot, right? This is an extension you add. And then what I was doing for a long time with PicMonkey is I was just doing, okay, I'm going to choose selected area. And then and as you can see, it brings a magnifier up on the left-hand side. And I would click my cursor here, and you click and drag the area that you want to do a screenshot of. And boom. And then you would click the little save thing, and you've got your image. And then what I was doing is I was taking this image, and then I was dropping it into Google Slides, which was like a way for me to just save that image. And that was like a way I worked around having to pay a subscription. So guys, the PicMonkey, it's easy. You just have to go in there, work with it a little bit, and it's very, very simple. Yankee, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to stop presenting. So Nimbus Screenshot, guys, is something I use just to do screen grabs. The PicMonkey is what I primarily use for all of my stuff. You guys can upload photos into there and erase the backgrounds and add different layers. That's how I get that layer effect in my thumbnails. Did you want to tell them about some of the things you use on the phones? A lot of the people in here use phones and tablets.
Yep. I'm going to tell them a couple things here. One is, let me just bring up online. So this one is a app that is available both for PC, Mac, and your iOS device. It's called Canva. I log in. You can create a new design. It has social media setups for Instagram, Facebook, go over to Twitter, all these different standard setups. Go way over.
And let me add too that Canva is also accessible from the computer.
Yeah. So YouTube thumbnail, boom, you can go right in and you can create one. So Canva gives you a lot right out of the gate for free. When I'm also on the PC, I like to use paint.net. That's also free download. So when I'm in paint.net, if I open up, say, let's open this up. You can see some buckets there. And maybe I'll open up.
Right now, the screen looks black.
Black?
Yeah, at least what I'm seeing, it's all black.
Hang in there. How's that?
There you go, buckets.
So we got some buckets, and if I wanted to open up another nice little scenery, what you can do is copy something like this, put it into a new layer, paste it, extend it like that. Now, basically, you have two layers. You've got this layer, and you have the one behind it, but you can't actually see it. So what this allows you to do really quick, I want to show you just how easy this is. You can take away the background by deleting it, and the background will actually appear. And this is what we regularly do when we're actually creating our thumbnails. We're creating layers and allowing you to see through one layer, one image, into the other. So paint.net, I really enjoy doing that on the PC. When it comes to my iOS device, I use 2 products other than Canva. I use a thumbnail maker. Thumbnail maker. Simple as that. That's something that you can just go to the App Store, and I believe it's also available in the Android Play Store as well. Thumbnail maker and back eraser. So those are the 2 that I used when I want to clean up a picture. If I download a picture from Google, I go into back eraser, I clean out all the stuff I don't want, like those stormtroopers. I cleaned out all the back. Then I dropped it right on top with thumbnail maker. And that was it. I did it all on my iOS device and my iPad sitting downstairs. I didn't even use a computer.
Precious Metals had a question. Since you're presenting to everybody, if you could either demonstrate it if you want. He said if he uploads a video onto YouTube through his phone, how do you add the thumbnail after? And it's very, very easy. I mean, I could show too.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that.
I told him you go after the fact, because when you upload your video to YouTube, make sure that you first set it to private, because you don't want to just upload and have it public and just launch. So you're going to set it private. Precious Metals updates now. Watch Yankee's screen here. Go ahead, Yankee.
So right here, this is available as well on an iOS device with the Studio, YouTube Studio.
Yep.
So if you go in here, it says change image. You can
because the first 3 above it are the ones that default.
There's your set as thumbnail. It's just randomly picking something throughout the video, randomly picking, and in here, download the image or change image right there.
Yep, and change image is what you want.
That's it.
So Mrs. Big T, to answer your question, when I create my thumbnails, and Yankee, I'm going to present to everybody real quick.
Yep.
Let me pull back up I'm going to pull up my Google thumbnails here, and let me click on share. So Mrs. Big T Coins, and everybody else. So Google Slides is where I dump all of my thumbnails into these slides, and then I save them as JPEGs. So this is an image you guys are seeing of an upcoming video that I created. This is actually the one I was saying is one of my more favorite thumbnails that I just created. And so when I have this file saved as a JPEG, this is the video that I would upload into where Yankee just showed you guys. So when you go to change the image, you would then choose the file of the thumbnail that you just made, and that's what you would upload, and you would see it change. Okay. Cool. I hope that answers your question, Mrs. Big T Coins. So those are basically the tools that Yankee and I use. Yankee, did you want to add anything else?
Yeah, I want to add. Listen, we just told you our tools. There's piles of ways to skin a cat. Put in, I know some of you already have, put in some of the tools that you use. I'd love to hear. And maybe what it is. It's a PC, Mac, iOS.
Yes. And there's a question that somebody asked or said real quick. It was Silver Heist. He said he liked that thumbnail, and I did too. And I'm just going to go back to it real quick for a reason. Number one, it's bright. Okay, and that's what Yankee was talking about. A lot of my stuff, I mean, it's not, my stuff isn't dark. I have, the Easter one, which is very bright. I've got the Happy St. Patrick's Day. I have some stuff with color, but this one is very, very bright. The other thing about this is I used multiple layers. I was saying that I want to incorporate a lot more silver and gold. So here you go. I've got the gold coins along the bottom. I've got the big silver Aztec round there. And then if you look at this image, what I did is I found an illustration of an Aztec warrior, and then I happened to find an illustration of a stormtrooper that was looking in a similar direction or angle. And, I cut the images, I resized them, and I made it, I stuck them together. I made the background of the Aztec pyramid. And so this was multiple layers, and I just had a lot of fun with this one. So yeah, I just wanted to comment on what Heist was saying.
I had a lot of fun with this one, although it's flashing. Is it flashing on your screen?
Yeah, it's
The
flashing.
heck?
It's the Queen's ghost.
This one took a little while to make it kind of stick into the sand.
Yeah.
I used emojis too. So let's I'm going to ask a question a little bit more about emojis, but let's look back on the chat and see what people use.
Right here, Senior Crypto said, oh, I don't see it now. He was talking, oh, there, I've used snap.com because they have YouTube templates. Okay.
iPhone photo editor as is.
Hi, Steve said that's actually a Mayan pyramid. I know. Hi, Steve. I was looking up Aztec pyramids and Mayan pyramids, and that came up under the Aztec ones. And I double checked it, and another website had the same pyramid and said it was Aztec, although it does look Mayan to me.
Mason Trick says creative AF.
Oh, thank you.
I use YouTube Studio app on my phone.
Precious Metal says, I have been filming everything with my phone, even the thumbnails with Fonto, then I upload with my phone, and that's probably why it's picking a random spot in the video instead of the thumbnail. Precious Metals, that's part of it, but also it just YouTube just does that. So like Yankee and I were saying, when you upload your video, it's going to automatically have one of those 3 videos up there. Sorry, yeah, see how Yankee's demonstrating? It's going to have one of those 3 chosen automatically unless you change that image like Yankee's highlighting now, and you always want to do that. So you're going to go in, you're going to have your image created, you're going to go change image, you're going to select that file, drop it in there, save it, and then it will change it out. Talking Bullion says, doesn't look like Paint.net works on the Mac. Talking Bullion, try doing what I said, pick monkey.
Yep.
And use Nimbus screenshot. Senior, Mrs. Big T Coins wrote Heart Senior. Scrolling down. Upload the video first, private. Yep, that's exactly right, Heist. It's a Chichen Itza awesome site in the Yucatan. Yeah, hi, Steve. You know, you're right. It does look like I've been to Tulum. My family actually owns a home in Quintana Roo, which is on the Yucatan Peninsula. I've been there many times. I just like that image too.
Precious Metals update. Do I have to do that on a computer then?
I would say you should. And Precious Metals it makes it easier. And I was talking to Novus. Novus was shopping for a laptop. He made Yankee help him with this. Listen, Yankee, I've heard a lot about it from Novus on the back end. For all of you that are watching, I actually use very limited technology. I'm using a $250 Chromebook to do, and I'm using like a $30 webcam, and I use my iPhone for my videos. So Precious Metals updates, if finances and a computer is an issue, I recommend doing like a $250, $300 Chromebook if you want.
It's not necessarily a lot of money to do some things that are spectacular. Case in
correct.
Urban lifestyle. Eli does that all on his iPhone. It's absolutely amazing. So it's really learning how to use the tools well.
Yes.
It says, do emojis. Actually, before I get to that, Silver High said a really good point here. He said to upload your video first, private, then change the thumbnail on iPhone app, and you can change it. That's excellent advice, Silver High.
Silver Heist also asks a question. Do emojis replace having a face for emotion? And my opinion would be no, I don't think so. And in my opinion, I'm not a fan of the emojis necessarily. I don't use them a lot, but again, to each his own. I don't think though that it does replace emotion necessarily. I think that emotion is shown better either with the face or through body gestures. That's my opinion. Yankee, what do you think?
I think it can substitute partially.
Correct.
I think it can be okay. It's not obviously the best. When I did this one, which it's not a lot of, but it basically was hands, and I wanted it to look more like a competition. And I'm not sharing my screen, and I
No,
apologize.
you're not. There you go. I was like wondering, like, okay, I'm waiting for it.
Oh, stop blinking. All right.
Oh,
So
it's
when
blinking.
I
Yeah,
shared my, well, there we go. So when I did this, it was just like holding them against each other. Like, which one are you going to choose? It
Right.
shows a little bit of emotion, but not a lot. It's hard when you
It
don't
is.
have Silver Dragon's hands.
Oh, that he's flailing those babies, swinging them around. Yeah. So hold on. Don't Yankee, go to my videos real quick, if you don't mind. Silver Dragon says the Stormtrooper mask really shows emotion. Now, here's what I want to talk about with that, and this is what I'm saying earlier. If you could scroll down a little bit for me, Yankee. I want you to go to the one with me. You know, scroll down a little bit more. Keep going. Keep it going. Keep it there. Okay, stop there. The Rise of Skywalker reaction on the left-hand side. I tried to look like I was all nervous and giddy and excited.
Right.
I don't know if I got that across. And you know what? I'm going to real quick share my screen. Just because I want to show another example, because again, what you guys are talking about, that's something that I'm, I have an issue with as well, is that my Stormtrooper, am I sharing, Yankee? Yankee, am I sharing it okay?
I believe you are.
Okay. So when I scroll down, are you able to see, like, me scrolling through my thumbnails?
Yep.
Are you not watching?
Yep. I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. So here's an original one I did. Avoid this big mistake. And I think this evokes like, oh, I screwed up. I mean, that's my opinion, right? Maybe not. Yes, Yankee, can you hear me?
I can. It looks like you just made a big mistake.
Exactly. And so that's like, so there's only so much that I can do with the Stormtrooper helmet. And a lot of us
can do a lot more than I can, pal. Because I'm not sticking a bucket on my head.
Silver Heist, make faces live on screen now. Show your acting range. Okay.
Oh boy.
Surprised. Hold on. Here. Here. Present to everybody. Here, ready?
There you
go. Nervous. Here's my nervous. Oh. How do I do angry?
Point.
Angry. Point.
Like right in your face. Like, yeah, like that. Yeah.
Angry. This is like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. I'm confused. And bored. I'm still working on my range of acting there, my friends, but
well, let me show you mine.
Hold on. Let me hit stop presenting to everybody. Go for it, Yankee. Silver Heist derailing the stream. Oh, look at those angry fists. Oh, contemplating what to do next. That's picking your nose.
I don't know. I can't do it. Oh, whatever.
Too funny. Let's see. Any other questions here? Precious metals. Oh, I use KineMaster on my phone. And it's got a nice little music selection. Richo's treasure hunting treasure says, "Don't quit the day job." Mason Trick says, "You're the best, Buckethead." Thank you, buddy. Guys, before we get to the giveaway, do you have any other questions for Yankee or myself that we didn't quite answer, or that you are wondering about? And
well, also, I really want to know if somebody hasn't put in the chat what they use as a tool for their thumbnails. Please let us all know. I mean, Photo, was it Photo? Fonto. That, yeah, I've heard a lot about Fonto. So that's a good one to have shared with everyone. So Fonto, what else? What do we got? A couple more.
Cajun says, bored would be folding your hand and put on your cheek. Yeah, that's
there
true.
You go. Yep.
That's true, brother. You need to have Redneck Stacker on. That dude is funny. We're stacking and packing. Dude, everybody, on Thursday evening on Novus's channel, we're doing Street Meets Geek, and it's with the entire Redneck crew, all of them. And what's funny too is
My
those.
prayers are with you, Storm.
No, dude, I don't know if you know. A lot of you saw maybe a couple weeks back. I was on Novus's stream, and the Redneck crew, they pummeled the heck out of me. And ever since then, though, everything's been really cool with us. I actually am on their stream every night before bed. I hop on there and I hang out with them and I talk with them quite a bit. They've had me on their panel. You know, everybody gets along real well, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I love those guys. They're a riot. Any Microsoft Paint says spectacular.
Is this this is the Fonto, right? And it's on your, it's in the App Store, so this would be good for your iOS devices. I'm assuming it's available for Android.
I'm sure it probably is.
PMU, how do I add my music? That's not so much thumbnails, but that's within the actual video, because I don't think you had asked earlier how to add music to the thumbnails. I have no idea how to do that.
No, yeah, that's a different PMU. That's a totally different video that Yankee and I will probably end up doing.
Jeff says we have his head spinning. Oh man, that's not our intention. We did pack a lot in though, didn't we?
We did. And Chef, this live stream is going to stay up, so you could always go back, check out the video again if there's something that's unclear. You know how to reach both of us. You can always get to us at any time.
And you'll stick some info in your description after this post.
Yes, we definitely will. We definitely will. So guys, let me again. I guess should we start with the giveaway, Yank?
Yeah, let's do the giveaway.
Let's do the giveaway. Again, guys, tonight's giveaway is sponsored by Lee the Nerd. The description to his channel is down inside my description, so please check him out. This is what the giveaway is. It's best-selling. This book is called YouTube Secrets. And again, these two authors, it's Steve Cannell and Benji. He's somebody that gave me some advice very, very early on in the beginning of my YouTube. These guys have built tons and tons of channels that rake in millions and millions of views. It's a very quick read, and we figured that this could be sent out to somebody who is really looking to grow the channel. I mean, that's why we're all on here, right? We all want to grow. So Yankee is going to type the question. Right, Yankee, you good to type it?
I am.
And I'm going to, and Yankee, since you're typing it, I'll also let you ask it, because if I say it now, they're going to be ready. So Yankee's going to type the question. Yankee's going to ask the question. And when Yankee says go in the chat, that's your moment to type the answer. And
it won't be go. It won't be go. It will simply be the question.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And it's and we're going to go off of what we both see on our screens.
Right. And that's right. And make sure you're in live chat. It's going to happen quick. On your mark, get set, go.
All right, guys, get ready. Stop. I see it already. And this is Yankee. I'm going to type to you.
I see it.
Yeah, I mean,
still waiting for everybody else to say it.
Terry was so close.
Yeah.
She said 5,500. She was so close.
So close.
She was only off by about 4,996. So I saw Silver Heist right off the bat. We said you don't want to do any more than 4. 4 should be the maximum, guys. And Silver Heist.
You can break rules. Rules are meant to be broken, but that's what I have read, and that's what we think. So, Silver Heist, congratulations! You have won.
He's won the book.
Yeah.
He's won the book, YouTube Secrets, and how to get your channel growing. Silver Heist.
You need to share. I don't think they're seeing it.
What's the matter?
I don't think they're seeing it.
Oh, present to everybody. Here you go, guys. Sorry about that. So here you go, Silver Heist. I've got your address. So I'm going to send this out to you, my friend. And 2 weeks from now, when Yankee and I do another stream, we will also have another giveaway. And by the way, if you guys are interested in sponsoring a giveaway, we're open to it. But again, we're trying to gear this series a little bit away from the precious metals. But just contact us.
Right.
We're open to suggestions.
Absolutely. We want you guys to help us make this very informative and useful to you. So
Yeah,
just let us know.
yeah, and the other thing too, real quick, Yankee guys, if there's something that you want us to cover, also email either Yankee Stacking or myself. Our emails are also found in the description. And this is going to, again, be a bi-weekly thing at 9 p.m. on Tuesday evenings. 2 weeks from now, we will be on Yankee Stacking's channel. And everybody, I'm so happy that you were. Oh, Chef Capone says, where do you get the book, Chef? On Amazon. Again, it's called YouTube Secrets. It's by Sean Cannell and Benji Travis. They're video influencers is their channel name. Check them out on YouTube. They're very, very good. So you could get this book on Amazon. So that's it for me. Yankee, anything else?
Yeah, I like King's Coin's idea. Silver Heist, we need you to report back on that entire book. Read it. You have 2 weeks. Go.
And Silver Heist says, how about a giveaway episode for rules? Yeah, we could cover that if you want. Although Yankee and I aren't necessarily lawyers, so we could give you our take on stuff.
I think Silver Dragons could help us with that one, but I did learn a lot through watching what
happened there.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We can definitely do that. I know you actually were thinking of doing a giveaway soon. So if that would be useful, giveaway episode for rules, put a 1 in the chat if you'd like to see, like to hear about giveaway rules and how to do it without getting a strike.
Yeah.
North Country Off-Grid. Who's your other lawyer, dude? I'm on retainer, North Country. He's so funny.
PDX, we will put the links in the description for sure. All right. So guys, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Really appreciate it.
Totally. And 2 weeks from now, Yankees channel, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Yankee Stacking Stormtrooper University. Keep stacking, keep prepping. Long live the Empire. Yankee.
And I hope your day is A-okay.
Bye, guys.